And that makes me wonder, is Top Esports also going to take away the Ivan? Because those two champions has been a permaban against Weiwei for this series so far, but champions like the Jace, the Tristana, the Kai'Sa, the Xayah still up and available. And we saw the Xayah getting preferred by the side of WeiboGaming, but because the champion was getting outranged by something like the Jace, that's something that they need to deny away from Rookie.
I'm wondering now that Azir does end up getting banned away yet again, so trying to take that away from Xiaohu. The Kai'Sa, though, ever present from that last game, will be the first pick for Weibo.
Champions like the Xayah and the Rakan is still up and available for JackieLove and Mark to pick up in this instance as well. But like you said, the rel taken away by Top Esports themselves. But something else that we haven't really mentioned is that Poppy in the hands of Tian, right? Because Poppy is a great flex champion between the top laner and the jungle, where Tian was the difference maker in that huge Baron fight in the game 3, where he utilized the keep his verdict perfectly.
And it started off straight out of the gate, right? He was looking for the aggressive trades, aggressive invades into Weiwei's jungle. They continue to kind of dance for a lot of the early game, but that heads up positioning from him, and as well as that proactivity from Tian, was so important. We did get that Rakan locked in for Top Esports, so Mark gonna have a lot of mobility and a lot of engaged potential for himself and for the rest of the team, while we do have to expect a lot of lockdown to come in for Top Esports to deal with this Kai'Sa and the Sejuani's there for Tian.
Something that Top Esports doesn't really play, though, is that Renekton for Wayward, right? Because I looked at his career history, only 33% win rate so far. So that's definitely something that they want to counter with, considering the fact that maybe the Shy also locks this in just to deny it away with the Sejuani and Renekton synergy. But this time around, they deny the Jace away from Rookie. 3 games in a row, he did spectacular, although game 2 was a little bit more rough as he did get camped. But Tristana, I mean, we know how Tristana goes. We know how double AD carry compositions go. Where's the Ivan? Where's the Ivan? Wait, just lock it in.
It is still open and available, and we'll see if it does end up making it through finally here. It does enable the marksman so well, and especially when you opt into the double marksman comp here that Weibo has.
That means WeiboGaming, they need to really focus in on what is going to provide them the engage, the AoE, the Shy. Maybe consider something like the Ornn, where Weibo did spectacular on that champion in the game 3, bringing back multiple team fights with that single target CC onto people that were split. But of course, Chris has also been playing extremely well on champions like that Leona. And Leona is going to be a relatively decent answer into JackieLove, where you are able to force out the Feather Storm.
I love the lovers duo here, speaking of love, for JackieLove and Mark. I think it does give them a lot of stability. I still appreciate the kind of combos that they were able to pull off last game, but this will help because I do expect a lot more focus for Top Esports towards Rookie and Wayward, since we did get that kind of difference in draft here for game number 4 for them.
For some reason, a little birdie is telling me that we're going to get a Gnar game from Wayward. There's just something that tells me that
what could possibly make you think that?
Is going to go for Wayward. Potentially, Rookie this time around plays the Ahri in the mid lane. That's something that JDG does when they are facing against the Tristana. They look for that charm in the lane, and they look for skirmishes before the Tristana comes online with her items, and it also links up perfectly with people like the Sejuani and the Rakan, but still, we'll have to wait and see.
We do get that Nautilus ban by Top Esports as their first ban of the second phase, trying to get away some of that engage to really set up the double marksman comp like you so highlighted earlier. The Jax, though, yet again, is going to be on the ban table and trying to take away some of that side lane threat that Wayward can provide.
The Jaxman kind of signifies perhaps a Renekton getting considered by the Shy. To be fair, the Shy did have an insane 1v2 moment in game 3 where he was completely dominating the early game, right?
But and then what happened?
What happened? Well, you can ask Hysterics on what happened, because I don't know what happened.
I think that would be too much malding for Hysterics. I think he might not even make it away from China. Now, we do end up having the Rumble ban and the Ahri ban. We saw the Rumble come out previously in the series, but the Ahri ban, like you were talking about, trying to take away some of those big fluid picks there and the catch-out potential.
And because WeiboGaming, they decided to prioritize this Tristana over the Jace, I need to also remind the audience that Xiao hasn't played any other champion other than Ahri, Tristana, and Azir ever since the start of the summer playoffs, so they did hand over this, as it is going to be a comfort for Rookie 4 games in a row now. But that's the Leona that I was talking about that can force some distance between JackieLove and Rookie.
I'd love to see those two on our screens having a little bit of fun together. But that Leona, a lethal pickup for Crisp, and something he was able to perform so well on the last time around. It is the Ornn locked in for the Shy this time, though.
Snip, snip, I smell a Gwen. Oh, but what if it's not a Gwen? No, that has to be Gwen as the 5th pick. It's a great answer into the Ornn, and it also provides AP, also a melee champion that also works alongside Tien. Depends on what Wayward's approach into this game 4 is going to be. The Poppy works fine as well, does get slight leads ahead compared to the Ornn in the early game, and the Keeper's Verdict is going to be key in these team fights.
Yeah, be able to deny a lot of that engage potential there, as well as just separating a lot of the fight. I love to see Wayward bringing this one out, but this is where all eyes go on Weibo. They're back on the blue side. They have a double marksman composition that has to make it to those 2-3 item spikes, and they need to be able to get to a scaling point, Kitty.
And Weiwei has finally gotten his Ivan in this game 4. Before this, it's been consistently banned out by top esports. So we'll have to wait and see how Weiwei does with this double ADC carry composition, because you know that the focus is all going to be about Xiaohu on this Tristana. They've played it throughout summer. Xiaohu gets those tower plates early and he starts pressuring the side with Weiwei and Chris consistently hovering him, while they also have that late game security in the hands of Light and the Shy.
And I think for top esports, you know, their pick potential is definitely there. I'm looking at their early skirmishing as well, see if they can find any of those advantages from the red side to really upend anything, because their composition is a little bit different from what we've seen. A little bit.
It's very different compared to game 4. Game 3. Game 3 was very urgent in terms of the tempo that they needed to find, but this time around they have a safety in terms of scaling to lay back on. They have the Ornn this time around in the Shy's pockets, and that was a champion that Wei would utilize to its full potential, finding these engages onto the enemy team, and it was also a great answer into the carries, of course. But this time around, I mean, 4 games in a row for Rookie. I'm pretty surprised that they keep giving this Jace over. Maybe the priority just isn't there, but every single time we see Rookie just popping up, even getting a pentakill in game 3.
Yeah, it was actually incredible. It was not a pentakill I was expecting. You know, the timer does get a little bit long there when you start racking up the kills, but it is something where Rookie has been a mainstay. I feel like his reuniting with Jackie Love has been so crucial. It's so good to see these two brothers back at it, but they're going against their former brother in the Shy, Tien, versus his old friend in Crisp. And we're getting into a game 4 where top esports are 1 game away from eliminating Weibo from their 2023 season, from eliminating their view forward to Worlds. And as we hit the riff for the 4th time, let's hear those Gios! As the flags wave high, top esports were looking a little bit spicy at this level 1, trying to find anything in top side that they can, maybe try to punish the Shy on the Ornn. But as we do get to it, something we saw different from last time around was the opposite side starts for both junglers. I am very much keeping my eyes focused on Tien versus Weiwei in the early pathing, and Weiwei on the Ivan for the first time.
This game isn't going to be about top lane. We've seen consistent ganks being utilized towards the Shy in the first 3, but this time around, it's once again going to be between Light and Jackie Love. We saw how vulnerable this matchup was when the Kai'Sa was mispositioned in the hands of Jackie Love, and Light used the roots to its full potential and completely shutting out the AD carry, at least the bottom lane of WeiboGaming, or sorry, top esports in game 3. But we'll have to wait and see, because I mean, top esports, they have a very simple team composition to pull off. It's Rookie waiting for those 3 items to come online, and Jackie having that bit of self-peel. They have to play with the space properly.
I do like the early skirmishing that Tien can have on the Sejuani. A little bit of proactivity could lead a lot for them, but this is also a situation where we've seen blue side dominance the entire series long, Kitty.
We also saw the Kai'Sa getting first picked, right? On the side of blue for Light in particular. I feel like Light has been playing extremely consistent in the entire series. Even in the losses of WeiboGaming, he is just doing relatively well. He presses tab and his entire team is dead. That's the type of moment that he is experiencing. But the biggest difference for me is Weiwei on Ivan.
A little bit of combos coming down. I don't think Crisp wanted to take that Zenith Blade. Mark and Jackie Love, it'll respond right back. That'll be the Ignite Burn from Mark, but the flash from Crisp. He'll have the Hex Flash on the other side.
Because both junglers are parting away from each other, Tien can potentially look for a gank onto the flashless support of WeiboGaming, but that goes back to my point of Weiwei this time around on the Ivan, he doesn't have that tool of engage, and that's something that WeiboGaming desperately rely on, because we saw in game 1, without that engage from the jungler in particular, they were very lost, and they didn't have a clear engage of when a fight should start.
They will have a 6th man as Daisy the Rock will come in eventually for Weiwei, but it is something where you're going to have to really pay attention early on for Weibo, not get set behind, so you can get to a point where Xiaohu and Light can deliver you to the promised land of a game number 5.
We do have Weibo already hovering towards his bottom side as the wave is slowly pushing back into Light and Crisp. And I feel like this game should be a relatively slow one. The big one for me, though, is the first Rift Herald, because we've seen Tristana compositions fail around securing that first Rift Herald. Many times, this Rift Herald doesn't go into the pockets of someone like Xiaohu. Those tower plates don't go into the Tristana, the Kraken Slayer doesn't come online, and the champion slowly falls out of the game, as it doesn't allow to provide that pressure in the side lanes.
Army taking a look. Actually, the Scuttle Crab just going to be traded out either way here. One thing I highlighted so much of last game was the fact that Weiwei just continued to focus down towards mid lane. This mid-jungle duo has actually been a pretty strong undercurrent of this series. In last game in particular, it was of utmost importance for Weibo. They'll try to go right back to it, get the trade into onto Rookie.
The Tristana will find natural advantage against the Jace in the early game, as Light does barely dodge out on the W from Mark as well, but still mid lane parity is going to be key, as Xiaohu has natural push against Jace until the serrated Dirk, but Demolish may be a plate in the mid lane.
Gonna try to get the plate as quickly as possible there. As long as you can get gold to either one of these carries, that's what you're looking for. Love to see the pressing coming down from bottom side as well. We have a dragon coming up. Now, we did have a little bit more of a lax attitude towards that last time around. Tien hovering over this top side, though, maybe looking to punish something, but it is just going to be those ships in the night at the second, and with that kind of focus, the press coming in bottom side, the Lovers duos do back away to get the reset out in time.
And coming into this game 4, I wanted to talk a little bit about WeiboGaming's composition overall, because they have great scaling, right? They have the Ornn, they have the Tristana that will eventually gain more range as the levels come online. Double AD carry, which has great peel provided by the Ivan. However, the requirement for the double AD carries to play perfectly in this teamfight is going to be crucial, because these champions, they go in, they don't really have an option of jumping out because Weiwei picked this Poppy.
The Shy's in some trouble, and the flash from Wayward! He's gonna get the outplay, the Shy! You're a monster!
He does it again in the top lane. And Wayward, he is gonna walk away a sore loser after that exchange.
That feels so bad, man, for the side of top esports. It brings back a little bit more of that hesitation in mid lane too, realizing that it is the Shy who has the advantage, a little bit of an overextend from Wayward, and now getting back onto the map, there is still that focus towards this bottom side that Tien is pathing towards.
One order wasn't enough. Wayward miscalculated his damage. It was a winning 1v1, potentially could have just pushed the wave in instead of committing to the 1v1, but he got too confident.
Oh, we actually have on the picture-in-picture a little bit 2v2, but I want to see here, Wayward looks like the auto.
He ordered the minion once.
Oh, no.
But to be fair, he
right there
to get level 6, but the Shy did preemptively flash away before Wayward could connect to keep his verdict, so that was just really good spacing from the Shy, and of course utilizing that tower aggro onto Wayward and winning the 1v1.
What a way to get an outplay. The Shy just standing there, say, coming at me, bro. It is Weibo looking to take this dragon, though Tien is in the vicinity to try to contest.
I mean, the Shy is now 15 CS ahead of this Poppy. He's taking a lot of tower shots here.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to the barbecue today in the top side. It is that Horn going to be utilized. The Shy, it does make it out alive. Will end up burning a lot of his health for it. Weibo, take the dragon.
I like how I was like, top lane's going to be lame. It's going to be Ornn versus Poppy. Nothing's going to be dying but Weiwei.
Oh, they got Jackie Love coming up here as well. Mark immediately flashes away. The feathers are starting to connect. The Blade Caller not going to be enough just yet. Light wants to fight back, though. He is the Kaisa. He's looking to get these plasma stacks going, but it's just the 3v3 in bottom side. Everybody leaving with a little bit of a bloody lip.
That's double flashes committed by Crisp and Weiwei though for the exchange of marks, of course. But you see Tien, he wants to look for a regank. We do have TPs available from at least Weiwei, but it is still before the 14-minute mark, so he has to TP to the the bottom tier 1 tower. But nope, the wave gets pushed in, potentially even a freeze from the bottom lane of WeiboGaming. But Riftchild is spawning, and you see Mark and Tien linking up to make that rotation.
We'll see getting back on the map though, Top Esports needing to maybe set that tempo a little bit more for themselves. Again, this is a team that has not found success on the red side.
And we talked about the importance of this first Riftchild, especially going to the hands of Xiaohu. He needs this inflation of gold through the early tower plates, but you see the support of Top Esports being there first, having that early tempo, and they will be able to set up some extra bit of vision that will give Top Esports that slight advantage, especially with Jackie Love also hitting level 6, so he's more than happy to 1v2 in the bottom lane.
Wayward gonna move down to get some vision here as well. Just trying to spot out the pathing of Weiwei. That Rift Herald will end up getting traded over. So you got the Dragon stacking in the favor of Weibo, but now some more gold waiting in the pockets that Tien's gonna have this Rift Herald for.
Tien is also level 6 now, so he can start looking to force around the flashless laners, specifically Weiwei and Crisp. I feel like Crisp on this Leona, it has been a little bit scary. He has been going in and taking the wrong trades. As this Leona, I mean, you can't make too many mistakes. That goes for the entirety of WeiboGaming with Light and Xiaohu, because once you jump in, I don't know if you can jump back out. We'll have to wait and see.
That combo is so deadly, but it also is that double-edged sword. Anytime you take the double marksman composition, you are giving yourself a bar of execution to reach, a timer to reach. And Top Esports, they're looking to up in that timer as best they can. Now, they haven't found any advantage just yet, not even a kill to their name. Only about 1,000 gold behind. It is going to be Weiwei looking at top side against Wayward. It's the engage from the Shy, the double knock up there. Wayward. This is going to be a bit of trouble. Weiwei taking a bit to get there. Daisy has come forth, and Wayward, he has the flash, and he has that steadfast presence, makes it out alive.
He only just got the flash. It's in about it, so it just got back up for this puppy, but with no mana available for the Shy, he is going to look for that reset. Tien still has his Rift Herald. I'm assuming it's going to be placed in the mid lane with that freeze up Rookie and gets that Duskblade online, as he already has a serrated Dark, so the mid lane 1v1 is already neutralized, and then Tristana shouldn't be able to find too much of a lead, or at least a lane push going on.
I'm glad Tien realizes the strength that Daisy provides, doesn't know smiting that one away and trying to get that one off the table here. Weiwei should come around the corner and be able to scoop up these chicky nuggies for himself. Tien just trying to play that skirmishing aggression that we wanted to see from him. He does still have this Rift Herald available to him, and I would expect it to go obviously towards Rookie or Jackie Love either way.
I'm wondering if Rookie goes the Serpent's Fang for this game instead of the Cerildus for that third, because you are versing Ivan and he can neutralize all your poke before Top Esports looks for a hard poke. But Weiwei, he is wrapping around, going to get spotted on vision though.
They get spotted out, meaning that Top Esports can play with pretty heavy confidence down in the bottom side as well. Tien ended up making his way here. If they do end up timing this one, they just drop the Rift Herald here, and it's going to be a lot of pressure onto Weibo's bottom side. Chris, don't do it. Chris, don't do it. Oh, he tries to go in, but he's going to get engaged on. Here comes Daisy. Light on the other side. This is actually pretty big for Weibo. Chris just going to give over his life, but look at these plasma stacks starting to go through. Light, he gets one of them. The grand entrance flashed out of by the man himself as Light gets the outplay, the killer instinct for a double kill. And now Jackie Love is left all by his lonesome. Light wants to take him out. He's moving forward. That Void Seeker, he doesn't have the range, doesn't have the damage, but it's 2 kills to Light.
Turned out to be the perfect bait from Crisp. Like you said, Light is fully online now. He is going to back and get that static shift into his pockets, but Top Esports, they could have executed that so much more clean, but we didn't see the feather pullback from Jackie Love. I'm wondering where he used it, because Crisp, he didn't get rooted once.
And actually see now with these little bit of aggression from Rookie and mid lane on Xiaohu. We'll actually take a look back at the replay, and I want you to watch Light's positioning here.
Yeah, Chris did get initially engaged on by the entirety of Top Esports. I think Tien should have just committed his ult as he ended up whipping it. The first root comes out, but I feel like he could have saved the E for a couple seconds longer in terms of how JackeyLove played this fight. And now with the Glacial Prism missing, it puts the entirety of top esports out of position.
The fact of the matter is, Light was literally by himself, completely separated from Weiwei and from Chris, but nobody was able to capitalize on that. And when you start stacking up that plasma, it ain't gonna go your way. Daisy tanking up the Rift Arrow will deny that gold. We had said it was there for Tien, and that is actually so big. Weibo taking the tempo under control.
Bit of a tunnel vision, like you said, from the side of top esports, but with Light picking up those 2 kills, the Kai'Sa is the only one that top esports can't have fed, because you have to consider the fact that JackeyLove gets outranged by the AP Kai'Sa. Rookie will get outranged by the AP Kai'Sa, and she already has the static shift, so she will find consistent lane push in the bottom lane.
Mark gonna get back to his lane a little bit after that dragon goes down. That is the second dragon of the game for Weibo. With the Mountain Soul on the Rift, that could up in priority there, as some tankiness to a double marksman composition would be much welcome. More plates to Xiaohu in the mid lane. My goodness, 3 of them in total there, and you can see where this gold lead is starting to develop from, Kitty.
I can't believe top esports, they dropped the Rift Herald because they were running out of time due to a failed 3v3 in the bottom lane, and it gets completely neutralized by the side of WeiboGaming. And like you said, Xiaohu already picking up 3 tower plates. The double AD carries are so incredibly fed with gold right now. That was a really cute block from Mark. He blocked the Void Seeker from connecting onto JackeyLove while he was channeling his and utilizes the passive.
Get you a man like Mark. Now we do have first item completed here for a majority of members on the side of Weibo with that gold advantage. They got the static shiv, the Kraken Slayer there, so first item spikes for the double marksman composition. The Moonstone is there for Weiwei as well, traditional item. I do like the Dustblade completed for Rookie though. You do have a lot of strength in that fashion. A lot of that poke going to be online to some extent there. But I want to look back at the map state here because we do have some hovering from Chris, who's making his way topside, but more so Xiaohu doing his job and taking down the structures.
WeiboGaming, they've moved the bottom lane duo towards this mid lane. They want to prioritize this upcoming Rift Herald, which will be spawning in 10 seconds. Mind you, that WeiboGaming, they already have the first 2 dragons secured into their pocket, so they're in complete control at the macro, and no one can match Xiaohu right now, so he's just going to get himself a tier 1.
It's easy as that when you're able to grab this Tristana. Also a mainstay pick for Xiaohu, who himself has been a mainstay for Weibo. I think when we saw him come over to this roster, there were questions about what do you do after the legacy of RNG that you created, the general of Royal Never Give Up, and it feels like he had found his home. He feels like he had found his brothers, and here he is representing on the Tristana already.
You know what's really scary? Do you remember Scout playing Tristana and how he was able to buffer every single Sejuani ult? Well, we have a very similar situation. Tien is on that Sejuani. I'm wondering how they lock down Xiaohu from a distance, because of course Mark has to bounce off someone from engaging first of all. And honestly, Poppy works incredibly well as a secondary, but the primary is still up to Tien.
Weibo setting the pace right now, though. They will take this Rift Herald in mid lane. Even as the Kraken Slayer is completed for JackeyLove, structure is the focus right now, and that'll be second tower gone, and Weibo able to find a lot of presence on the map.
WeiboGaming once again in a very similar situation from Game 3. A huge gold lead at the 50-minute mark, sitting at that 5K. But this time around, they have reliable scale. They have the Ornn in their pockets. They also have Kai'Sa and Tristana as that double AD carry, which will excel in the 5v5 team fights alongside Weiwei, picking his Ivan for the first time in tonight's best of 5. So far, so good. So top esports, they need to start looking for stragglers around the map just to close up that goal gap.
And you're talking about the poke, or at least the scalability of Weibo's composition. Now, I do want to highlight some of the poke that Rookie can provide, but also just that decisiveness that if it's there for top esports, they'll be able to pick apart the composition of Weibo.
Yeah, and Mark receiving the MVP for the Game 3, that was because he was able to find huge 3-man ultimates on the Rel, where to the point it had to be taken away from this Game 4, but I believe it was by the side of top esports. I'm not too sure about that one actually, but still, Mark and Tien will be crucial in terms of how these teamfights are set up, because they have that gap close to get their hands onto the carries.
And we have about 1 minute and 10 seconds for the next dragon. This would be a soul point, an early dragon stack for Weibo if they want to go for it. We do end up getting the back coming out from Chris to try to make it back alive. And I do want to continue seeing a lot of this vision be set up by top esports around this, knowing that Weibo can go for it.
But looking at the map state, Top Esports, they have no outer tier 1 tower, so that is going to deny so much vision control, or at least vision from getting set out by Mark and Tien. And I feel like without that vision priority towards this upcoming Dragon spawning in 30 seconds, it's going to be very hard trying to fight a fight on your own terms. So they need to look for a front to back.
Tien's hovering around this mid lane, will end up being spotted out in the end, but it is Top Esports who are present around this Dragon pit. It is a little early and Weibo will be right here. Looks like we're brewing for a fight, Kitty.
The TP from Wayward as well. He wants to join in. Can the Keeper's Verdict really make the difference for this, though? It's Dragon Soul Point.
Oh, the Shy misses the engage there. That's a bit of a whip, and he's getting chunked down now. He ends up having to flash. Xiaohu gonna find Tien over the wall. Dragon is spawning just now, but it looks like Weibo's gonna give that one up after the missed engage of the Shy.
The Shy still has TP though, but it does seem like WeiboGaming, with pushing the mid wave in, they want to contest this still.
They can. There's a TP ward right behind Top Esports. Okay, he's going to go for the team. Wayward is tanking up a storm right now, but he is tanking up everything that Weibo want to give to him. He doesn't get sniped in the end. It's the Dragon fight that Tien ends up getting. So it's the first Dragon for Top Esports. They've got to reset the fight, though. Killer Instinct from Lights coming right in. You got the lockdown here in the Reset City coming for Xiaohu. That's going to be another kill, and guess who's getting all the gold? It's the double marksman comp of Weibo.
You get the Dragon, but at what cost? For Top Esports, 3 fallen members, and soon to be a 4th, as Tien is desperately trying to run away with the Baron in 1 minute. I mean, item spikes are going to come online with Light and Xiaohu collecting the money.
They're already looking at a tier 2 tower too. My goodness, Xiaohu is destroying these bases. You think he'd put on a construction hat at this point, watch for falling debris, but it is Top Esports reeling in this game number 4.
And Wayward on this Poppy, that Keeper's Verdict didn't really mean too much. He tanked way too much damage before the fight even started, and that is one of Top Esports' crucial engages gone for this fight, where Tien was also very split from the entirety of the map. That Ornn ultimate from the Shy hit 3 members of Top Esports, and the follow-up allowed WeiboGaming, especially Light on this Kai'Sa, to start doing the DPS.
As soon as he gets that positioning on the bottom side, Xiaohu also goes for the engage. And then it's easy as that. When you have that much damage, that much gun pointed towards the likes of Top Esports. And I just have to go back to it. Blue side has been incredible so far. Yes, we had that early lead for Weibo on red side last game, but it has been blue side dominance all series long so far.
With the gold lead slowly leading towards that 7K between WeiboGaming and Top Esports at this 20-minute mark. As long as WeiboGaming doesn't flip the Baron 50-50, this game is already won. You have scaling champions, you have the Tristana. All you need to do is kill Tien, get the Baron, and finish this clean game.
I will say it feels good for Top Esports to delay that soul point, but that means that Weibo want more. They are forcing a Baron fight right now, and they want to try to get the hand of Top Esports and pull them into the pit with them. They are just looking for the engage here. They're trying to pull resources from Top Esports.
But no vision whatsoever for Top Esports. No information on this Baron pit. They have to check it blind. Tien is still alive. He has the flash as well.
Tien got that last Dragon in the 1v1 against Weiwei. See if he can do some miracle work yet again. About half health on the Baron, goes down. Top Esports is running around the corners. You do have a bit of a flank set up here as Weibo pull the trigger. They go for it. Wayward dodging out, but he'll go down anyways to Xiaohu, and right back onto the Baron goes Weibo.
And that's one fallen member of Top Esports. They're going to redo the Baron, but this time around, Tien is still alive. So it's still a 50-50. They need one more pick if they want to take this confidently.
Tien, he will get aggressed on the other end of this. They will not let him just sit here and threaten a steal. He's tanking up here. Baron is not going to be the pull. Killer Instinct came in from Light. Mark's already gone.
Look at
Chris Xiaohu taking out Rookie there. Tick, tick. Boom, baby! He's going out, and Xiaohu gets yet another one. And for a 3rd time, they go right back to Baron, and this time they secure the big purple worm.
Mazel, the game is currently 10-0. Top Esports haven't gotten a single tower in this game other than the one Dragon that they have in their pockets. This is a near perfect game from WeiboGaming.
Just about that. Tien able to get that big Dragon steal to make it not so, but we got to take a look back at this one. Chris waiting forever for this.
using the Hex Flash and getting his hands onto Wayward to start off the fight, and WeiboGaming just committing to the front to back team fights. And of course, once again, Chris wrapping around and getting that CC onto Tian, just being an absolute pest to deal with for the jungle of Top Esports, where he wasn't able to challenge the 50-50 smite on this Baron. But while that's all happening, Xiaohu is 1v2ing, zoning out the two carries of Top Esports, where Rookie wasn't able to find that poke onto the enemy team.
There's just no way to get any leg to stand up on here for Top Esports. Every time the engage is there from Weibo, now they have Baron for another 2 minutes as well, and they are pounding on the door of Top Esports here in game number 4.
Jackie Love is still sitting on the Kraken Slay, not even the Navori. So Top Esports, I don't know if they can really protect this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Potentially just back off, work off your inhibitor towers, and look for a singular pick if one person missteps.
See, the siege is here now, present for Weibo. They might have overextended a little bit as some poke is coming back down. Tien's feeling pretty zealous to get this engage going. There's the Horn back, and you stepped way too far forward. The Keeper's Verdict's gonna separate one. The tower had gone down to Xiaohu in the top side of the map, but Top Esports, they're struggling here. They can't find anything. Tien just left out in the dust, and Weibo with the killer instinct to go in is eliminating Top Esports in game 4. They're onto the inhib tower in mid lane. The Shy's gonna burn his flash, but Baron is still up for a minute here, Kitty.
What an absolute mad lad. Xiaohu looking for more.
Oh my god.
So low.
Oh, he wants him, he wants him, he wants him, he gets him! And that's another kill to Xiaohu, and that's another game to Weibo. They're looking for the final touches here, Kitty.
12-0 Top Esports. They're not going to get a single kill in this game 4. WeiboGaming, they're looking to bring it to 5.
Deliver us to greatness. Deliver us to silver scrapes. And you knew it was coming. Game number 5 on the horizon. What a series. We expected nothing less from these two teams. The accolades, the stars, everything coming down to one series or your season is done. And we go all the way to the brink. 5 full games. I couldn't ask for anything more, Kitty.
A singular game remains in this best of 5, where Top Esports, they were so close to getting that regional finals position, but no, WeiboGaming had something to say about that, and specifically Xiaohu on this Tristana. This is why people don't let open the Tristana over towards WeiboGaming, but still a near perfect game out of WBG against Top Esports, and this was another type of domination that we haven't seen in this series so far.
And